Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today I'm going to be going over the My Fair Lady event in which Lady Anariel, Thorn Knight, and for the first time ever, 3 troops in 1 week, Salvani Mora have all been added to the game. Unfortunately, these two are only available, these two are available through the glory chest like normal, but this legendary dragon is only through event chests only. So let's get over to viewing all of them. Also, something else I noticed, which is one of the reasons why I think they might have done it, event chest only. If you go under specials, it's actually under a $50 bundle. Salvani Mora with the regular stuff you get from a bundle. Is it worth it? That depends more on you. It's not the most overpowered of legendaries. It has a really good legendary ability, but the troop is more of just a legendary ability than anything else. It has such a high mana cost that its ability doesn't really work that well. Crimson Bat does the same damage, but true damage, plus it heals. And there's a lot of more viable choices out there than that. But if you wanted to do it, it is there for purchase. But let's go over to the 2 troops this week. She actually has really nice art. This is Lady Anariel, probably going to be the most popular pick out of the 3 troops that were just released this week. She creates 8 blues and 8 greens and heals all allies. Or not heals. It's stronger than heals. It gives health to all allies. It's going to be really common with things like Valkyrie because it does create those blues. It might be a little bit common with things like Giant Spider as well because it creates both of Giant Spider's mana. And she can just feed the mana back to it since she does use purple. She'll just be able to get that mana right back and use it for it. Her traits are okay. The main 2 are unfortunately arcane locked. 8 and 4. Am I correct? Yes, I'm pretty sure I'm correct this time. 8 and 4. I'm almost certain. But yeah. She gains... why do I have a feeling that's wrong? I always forget the arcane cost of epics. Anyways... She gains mana burn, which will help her against things like Queen Mab, which is actually the same color as her, coincidentally. And she also has Nature Link, which isn't her own color, but she does do full AoE. So if you get something like 2, 3 extra greens on your team, you're going to be getting a lot of extra health from that. But for the most part, you don't really need to synergize those. You probably don't even need her mana shield. Just getting Elf Bond would probably be enough on her if you really just wanted to get that. Plus, you wouldn't need the arcanes. You'd want to use these arcanes. Since you're getting 2 of them, you'll probably want to use it something on your Queen Mab or upgrading your Kakarrath or something like that, your Kakarrath Kingdom. Next up, we have the Thorn Knight. And it deals damage to the first enemy, removes all reds, so it's going to be good against Shegras and as such. And then boosted by the amount removed, which is at 3 to 1, not too much bonus damage. But then it entangles them, so this is going to be, like I said, really good against Shegra, against any kind of skull spammers. It is, of course, a knight as well, so you might be able to use it in many knight teams. One color that many knight teams were actually missing lately is purple, because you can't quite put in... you can't always put in Dark Master that well into some teams. So this will help with that as well. It also uses green, so it's going to be good with things like Templar as well, and other things that boost based on it. As far as traits, it doesn't really do much. A lot of knights actually have very, very below average traits, mostly because they always get armored. Some of them have been getting the hearts, which is one of the worst traits in the game. And other than that, the only good trait it really has is the one that is luckily the first one, so it's easy to get, is Knight Bond, which if you use it on a knight team will be very effective, plus 2 HP to all knights. That's potentially 8 extra HP for the team. So, before I get into teams with all of this, let's do the redeem code for the week. It is BHVKXMEXYY, and of course that gives the regular of 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And we do that every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday here on YouTube. Okay, so let's get into the teams now. Let's just go straight into PvP with them, actually. Get right into it. So right off the bat, we're against a pretty meta team. It does use Gerald Fire Mantle instead of Shegra, though. Don't see that too much. It looked like the game didn't save my name changes to these. It still has to, so I know I changed these earlier. I'm not delusional. But it ended up changing them back to, so the Vasimora. I always keep getting his name wrong. The new dragon. But anyways, first off, we're using Valkyrie, Lady Anariel, Giant Spider, and of course Creeping Death with the Sorcerer class. Very strong. What we're essentially going to be doing is Valkyrie, the Kickstart, Lady Anariel, and then Giant Spider. Those two will loop between each other, and then we cast Creeping Death whenever we can. So let's see how this does. And I did at least remember to change the banner. So let's see here. We can get Valkyrie mana. I don't want to give Maul anything though. Mercy will miss, or mostly miss. It'll get that mana.
Mana surge.
Looks like we'll take the skull. We don't use brown though. That's the only thing this team doesn't use. But it shouldn't be that big a deal. We use plenty of other things. Oh no, she got burned. We're gonna have so much HP from this though. She can get this team probably to over 100. Oh wow, Maul is already up. That was an amazing move to Sith. We'll be able to take these browns though. We don't even use it. It's gonna get our best value right here. And hopefully we can start looping. There is a chance we will miss, in which case we are so dead because of that Maul. But hopefully we'll hit. It gives us a bunch of life and it creates 8 blues and 8 greens. We did get the extra turn very easily, it seems. We'll take these blues and we will try it again. Hopefully if we do miss, it'll just take one of the skull pairs around the board.
The planet is shifting.
And we did get the extra turn. Actually, I didn't even hear her line. What did she say? I should be quiet the next time she casts that so I can hear what she says. I'm gonna just convert out the greens here, even though we kind of use it. Okay, so from here, we could try getting another cast, but before we do, I'm gonna convert these out. Get up Creeping Death for when we might need it. And right here, we don't really need a caster. We'll hold it for now. Let's see. Maul's gonna devour us soon, so he's gonna gain so much HP.
Mana surge.
Okay, I'm gonna cast it. Hopefully it hits. I probably shouldn't have taken those blues. Yeah, I took away my potential of getting extra turn. Luckily those purples were still aligned for it. So he's gonna take skulls next turn. I'll do that. And I forgot to be quiet during our cast. Well, before the Maul does anything crazy, let's kill it.
Mana surge.
And since we have it, let's convert out the browns. We don't want any browns.
Mana surge.
Could use another Creeping Death. Could take the skulls, but I want to see what her line is real quick.
The aura of the planet is shifting.
The aura of the planet is shifting.
Mana
There we go.
surge.
Let's see. And do that. I wonder if that's a global warming reference. Let's convert out the purple. Actually, that probably wasn't a good idea.
Mana surge.
Because now there's no purple to cast on. Well, let's use Valkyrie. Just get some of this stuff out the way.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
Got some free skulls right there. Got a nice purple convert, even though we have to do it on green. Could have done it on brown, but it wouldn't have been as much mana. Nowhere near. And that's the match. Let's just take it out with a Valkyrie. Or let's see if she can hit.
The aura of the planet is shifting.
No, there was like none of those colors on the board. Okay, let's just kill it off with a, let's use Creeping Death faster. Either would have killed. And as you can see, we have a lot of health. 81, 129, 151, 121. We are getting some very, very high health. Luckily, we were able to stop the Maul from devouring. If a Maul would have gotten that Devourer, it would have taken forever to kill that thing. But yeah, Devourer and Deathmark would definitely be good against her. If not, she can really get a team up to very, very tanky values. Another great Maul. What a surprise! Next up, we're using a almost all-knight team. We're using 3 knights. We're still getting quite a bit of bonus though because we have 2 swords edge, 4 armor, 1 attack. Pretty standard team. Just going to be again with the Valkyrie. Just going to be filling up Knight Coronet and our Griffin Knight. We have the Thorn Knight who will be able to fill up on greens. Knight Coronet will also be denying his mana. and he'll be denying Valkyrie's red, which is somewhat unfortunate. I can't set it to yellow though because Knight Coronet's going to be blocking it. But let's see how it does. As long as that Maul doesn't get a Devour, we should be fine with this team. That, and we need to hope that Queen Mab doesn't freeze our blues, because freezing our blues, that's going to really stop our Valkyrie. And we might accidentally give the Queen Mab a really good cast. Well, right off the bat, we pretty much already won this. We got a very, very lucky forward right here. We have a full red and a full blue. Plus, we can get a very nice blue convert right there to fill out the rest of our mana. Let's see. I could try risking this. Might take the guaranteed green though. That seems a lot safer. Yeah, let's just do that. We can actually take both these areas of green. Now we do need a surge though, since the other one isn't up 4 times. So hopefully we'll get it. Let's see. That or we need a sky green. Okay, we got a surge. So we still got it all the way up. It didn't freeze our blues, so I'm fine with that. It just used Mercy on nothing on the board at all. Let's see. We could deny our reds. I think I might just take it and hope for a surge though. And we do get it.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
It's gonna take skulls, never mind. I was gonna say next turn, but there it goes now. Oh, I just took green and yeah, frozen. So pay attention to that. I don't believe there's enough blues that it will begin an extra turn. Maybe if we move the reds, it might. I'm going to actually use the Griffin Knight instead, just to make sure there's not enough blues. If we remove the reds, there'd probably be enough blues on the board for it to cast. But then again, I'm noticing that we can actually remove those and get a nice cast off, or a nice blue. So I might actually still do it instead. I'm pretty sure there'll be enough blues destroyed that it won't be able to get an extra turn off that. It's also entangled now, so we don't have to worry about skulls for a little bit. Okay, so it didn't get an extra turn. We're fine. We'll just convert out the brown. Got Knight Coronet back up. If there was a purple right there, that'd be perfect, but there is not. Let's see. We'll take that. We'll have to take this. There really isn't an option. We could try doing the Griffin Knight and hope it overlaps it enough, but we're better off just wasting it off the board and now casting it. And I'm pretty sure it is safe to Knight Coronet. I don't see any value from it, but at least it won't trigger anything negative. Oh wait, yes it will. No, it won't. Okay, yeah, we got it random 4 times out of nowhere. That works. Let's see. Think about getting Valkyrie up. Don't want to deny too many of her blues though, or we won't be able to cast. Looks like we'll get one right there on the... Oh wait, Valkyrie's not up. Oh yeah, Knight Coronet's blocking it. I was gonna say, what's happening there? I would want to take this move in a way that he'll take skulls. It looks like we'll have to take green then. He'll take skulls next turn. Still no way I can get Valkyrie up now though for free, so I'm just gonna have to give it that cast. It looks like. I might actually take these blues instead. Get the mana.
Mana surge.
And he'll take the skulls right there, so that was pretty lucky there. And we'll be able to convert out the brown, it looks like, and then just start destroying the rest of them.
Mana surge.
Okay, so from here, we have a couple options here actually. I'm gonna, I see we can do this now. Get it down. 22 damage, not that much damage, but the entangle and the removal of reds is where it gets most of its value from. Okay, I think we can get a decent Knight Coronet cast here. We're going to get some yellows as well. And some skulls, and a lot of everything. Okay, we actually got all of our mana back up from that. That was pretty amazing. So we'll do some skulls. Luckily, we have stone skin, so that's pretty much nothing. We'll use Knight Coronet again before it dies soon. And it looks like we'll be able to finish it off with the Forest Knight. Or Thorn Knight, I mean. And we got free skulls just for giggles. Anyways, what's up next? Next up is the Forest of Thorns team. Before I get into that, I completely forgot this is, of course, a showcase of the kingdom as well. And what kind of showcase would this be if I didn't quickly explain every single troop? Of course, this always takes like forever, but I'll try to be brief in my descriptions for any of you that are interested. Dryad, really good healer, really good early on. It does barrier, it does a lot of things. For a rare, it is very, very strong. It used to have Impervious, now has Nature Link. It's still a very strong troop, especially early on in the game. It always does this 5 life, so that's really good even at low levels. The heal is somewhat helpful, not as helpful since it is scaled off of magic. So it's a little bit of waste of magic, but still very powerful. It does life gain, heal, barrier, and creates a bunch of greens, so it can be very, very effective. Also pretty good with the Lady and Arrow. Glade Warden, pretty much useless. All it does is remove greens. Used to be strong, now it's not. Gloomleaf, also pretty useless. One of the lesser legends in the game. Main problem with it costs too much mana. It steals a bunch of armor and then steals 2 attack from everything. Once you've stolen all the armor of the enemy team, all you can steal is 2 attack. So you're paying 17 mana just to steal 2 attack from everything on the enemy team. Very weak. Only thing that's somewhat redeemable about it is it has Thorns, which is 50% skull return damage. If you can get a cast off and the enemy team's only doing physical damage, it'll be okay. They do true damage, you're dead. Green Seer, very good. Most commonly used with Giant Spider to loop between it. Also ends up entangling a random enemy, which if it hits the first troop, it's going to be very powerful, since that'll stop them from being able to do any skull damage. Traits are fairly average. It's a little bit of a support troop, or actually it's completely a support troop. It supports with mana and with other phase, as well as the Bless, which will help everything. Mostly used for looping and with anything that uses green, since it converts out green. Hippogriff, for some reason, a while back, it got its triple damage switched from Entangled to Hunter's Mark. Now, because of that, it's completely useless. There's barely anything that uses Hunter's Mark in the entire game. There probably will be in the future, but until there is, it's not that effective. That is a lot of damage, though, triple damage to anything that has Hunter's Mark. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, it's one of the only, if not the only troop in the game that has triple damage for a status effect. Unfortunately, there's like no Hunter's Mark, so currently it is not that good, since it I believe literally every single thing that does Hunter's Mark currently uses green, so it kind of blocks it unless you can get a green spawner with it, maybe a Green Seer or something. Maybe even a new Lady or Nerial if another good Hunter's Mark ever comes, that's also green. Next up, Owlbear. He has fallen off quite a bit, mostly because his reduce the enemy attack by 2 has never been changed since the beginning of the game, same as Gloomleaf's reduce all attack by 2. This was back when things used to have like 10 attack. Now it is much higher, so they've kind of fallen behind. Other than that, all it does is damage. Its traits are very average, don't need it. Rowan, however you want to pronounce it correctly. A very, very good troop. You get her from completing the Forest of Thorns questline for free. You get her at the end of it. She's, of course, an epic. Very, very strong with other armor buffers. She can get insane amount of damage. She actually has one of the highest damage potentials in the game. And she's completely split damage as well. Not full AoE, but split damage. So it splits between all enemies. If you can get a good armor buffer on her, like the Devoted or Templar or a Hester, or however you say his name. This guy. Paul. That guy. Where'd he go? But him. Alistair. He's also good with it. But those three, Alistair, Templar, and the Devoted, are very good with Rawani. My favorite with it's probably the Devoted, since it can loop very well with things like Valkyrie and stuff. Next up, we have the new dragon of Salvani Mora. As far as it without traits, it is very, very average. It's just explode a column and deal 16 damage to all. Crimson Bat does more, and it's kind of the same as Van Barrack for only 13 mana on that one. So really, the only thing that's really benefiting from is explode a column. Its damage is only average, and with its very high mana cost due to the fact that its ability generates mana, it's not that viable based on ability alone. You'd really need a heavy brown or green mana generator to make it work without traits. But one thing that does really make this troop stand out as decent is if you can afford his legendary trait. That entangles the first enemy on 4 times or higher matches, which is going to be insane for countering anything that uses a skull spawn team and doesn't have impervious or flying, which is immunity to entangle or whatever it's called. And if they don't have cleanse, there's basically no way it'll be able to get this off. Of course, it cleanses 10% chance after every single turn cumulatively. So 10%, 20%, 30% goes up every single turn. But as far as keeping it on, it's very easy since all you have to do is a 4 times match and you instantly entangle it. So it is a very, very hard counter to skull spawner decks. Next up is Thorn Knight. Fairly average, but it is very well rounded. It is a knight, so you might be able to fit it well into other knight teams. I already showed one. Deals damage to the first enemy, removes all reds, boosted by the amount of reds removed, 3-1, and then entangles them. Fairly average all-around troop. It doesn't stand out excessively as overpowered. It's kind of just balanced. It's there if you need an entangle, or you want to use an entangle on an all-knight team. And lastly, we have the Treant. Very good because it has stone skin. Most commonly, I would say, it is used with Trent, Alchemist, Valkyrie, Banshee. That's probably the most popular combo ever with it. That, or just using an all Forest of Thorns team with it. And it is unfortunately the same color as Rowani, so you don't normally see it that much. Most people would just use Rowani instead. But it does gain attack and armor. It removes all brown gems to boost effect at a 4-to-1 ratio, which is somewhat okay given that it gets attack and armor. And with Stone Skin, it can get very, very tanky. It's actually arguably better than Gloomleaf. Actually, in most instances, it is in almost every instance, it is better than Gloomleaf. So, an ultra rare, better than a legendary. Anyways, let's actually get into this now. PvP. Lastly, an all Forest of Thorns team. Dryad, Lady Orneria, Rowani, Rowain, however you say it, and Salvani Mora. I'm actually probably going to try a team later this week and replace out Bull Taurus with this. I feel like that would be a little bit stronger since a Lady Ornera is giving life. Since it's giving life, Rowani doesn't actually gain anything from it damage-wise. But we should still be able to have a little bit of fun with this. All Forest of Thorns. One other fairly, I wouldn't say fairly common, but one deck that you could also make with all Forest of Thorns, which was somewhat better in the past, not so much now, is Gloomleaf, Treant, Dryad, and Greenseer, if you want to try that as well, if you have all of those things. Unfortunately, Gloomleaf is basically useless without his legendary trait, and I wouldn't really suggest upgrading it just for his legendary trait. You're better off doing something like the Dragon Cruncher, since it has Impervious. You're much better off getting that epic up than to waste your trait stones on a Gloomleaf. But anyways, he's gonna drain me. I don't know why he hasn't drained me yet. I wish he would already.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
Okay, he's definitely gonna drain now. There we go. We actually needed him to drain. And unfortunately, he's gonna drain us again. He's gonna be able to get off both of them down. I'll take this. We'll get quite a bit of mana here. Most of it's just gonna be drained from him though next turn. Okay, take those skulls, which is very unfortunate for us because he's just gonna drain us any mana we take. Or then again, maybe not. We got the entangle off. We're gonna be able to get this cast off.
The aura of the planet is shifting.
Got the extra turn on it. Very nice. We could take skulls, but we're just going to leave those because we want him to take them. And we'll use this. Full AoE. Bunch of damage. Or not full AoE. Full split damage. Or split damage. Whatever you want to call it. Well, we're going to use this Dryad. We're going to shield our Rowan. We do not want her taking any damage.
Let Mother Earth replenish your life.
And we miss. We miss horribly. And now it's going to mana drain us. And it's going to mana drain. This is another problem that, or probably the main problem that, I keep forgetting his name, Salvani Mora has, is his very high mana cost. You're never really going to be able to get a cast off quickly, because right here you can see we're just going to get mana drained on it. So mana drain is going to be very powerful against it. Nothing we can do to that. I'm just going to take Rains to hopefully get Rowani up, but it misses. So it will drain that. And now we won't even get our entangle anymore either now that it is stunned. Or at least until we get unstunned anyways. Reds are pointless, but we're taking this for the brown. He still has a decent ability. Hopefully he'll stay entangled there. We'll take the blue. Hopefully we can get Dryad up. We don't have any cleanse on this team, so we can't take off that stun if we want to, unfortunately. Could hope for like a yellow surge here.
Mana surge.
Remove those reds we don't need. We're going to be able to get a heal off right here. Going to be using it on ourselves. As soon as we take these skulls, let's get these out of the way. Now that he's not entangled, there isn't much we can do.
Mana surge.
Okay, it just got cleansed right in time too, because we'll probably be able to get that entangle right back on it. Get a nice heal on herself. We did miss, so it's going to get a stun and a freeze. Luckily, it stunned Our Lady, so not too big a deal on that.
Mana surge.
And it seems it's actually doing fairly decent against us. Luckily, our blue isn't frozen, so we'll be able to get that entangle off. We'll be able to get this scan. Gonna completely ignore those skulls. Gonna use a shield on... Oh, we can bring our shield up the whole team at this point. Let's just use it on Our Lady. And we miss again. Wow. Dryad is very missing. Like, extremely. There's been plenty of greens on the board, too. And we haven't been able to get a Lady cast off because he keeps stunning. Oh, no, I just keep calling her Lady now. I keep forgetting the second part of every part of name. Lady Arnariel. Arnariel. Is that a flower? I feel like that's a flower name.
Mana surge. Mana surge.
Well, we had 2 shields, so we're able to protect that at least. Probably take some blues here. It is still entangled if we were to give it skulls. I'm taking blue. I would take yellows normally, but we have 3 things with blues, and if we take yellows, it won't bleed into anything else. So if we get a surge here, we're going to get it into the next troop. And like right there, we got the extra 4. If we took yellow, we wouldn't have gotten that 4 mana.
Surge.
So right there, I'm going to completely ignore those skulls again. Really want to try getting cast up if we could. This is probably a bad idea. I kind of want to use this.
Let Mother Earth replenish your life.
Yep, we missed again. We did get plenty of mana though, so, and we kept the skulls intact. So I guess that was a positive trade on that cast. And right here, I really want... We haven't been able to get a single cast off with him. It's just too high a mana cost. Unless you're going to use like a really heavy... We need like green seer if we were to like use him. He's not getting enough mana by any other means. That's for sure. Oh, I just did that forgetting I was frozen. At least we did get the re-entangle. So that was good off of that. He's going to miss this. There isn't a single thing he could have casted on there that would have given him an extra turn. But we do finally have this cast. Before I use it, I'm going to forget that I am frozen. And he'll take those skulls. Luckily, of course, he is entangled, so no big deal. We will use Rowan again. I keep calling Rawani every single... everyone keeps saying it's Rowan, but I always say Rawani. And now I'm switching between the two over and over again. We finally got our first Salvani Mora. I think I got that right. Cast off. We're also about to get our first Lady Arnariel cast off. See, I know names now. I got this. Let's see if this will actually hit. It'll probably miss. That's been my luck this match. Yes, it will. It'll completely miss. We didn't even get a 3-pair there. But we should be able to take the kill right here. In case not, we'll take these blues. I forgot I'm frozen. That was a very bad move. Now we won't be able to kill them. Should have just killed them. I keep forgetting we're frozen. That's such a huge fail there. Not too big a deal. Look at our HP. Just completely going into the hundreds now. Or at least on one of them. Now there goes all of our damage potential. Very unfortunate. We will be able to get it back up though. Fairly easily. We'll take that extra turn there. And we're not frozen there. I checked this time. Actually, I didn't check. I was just lucky and happened to pick something that wasn't a not extra turn. I rarely ever check what's frozen. That effect has countered me so many times because I'm not paying attention. But this will be the win finally. And they both die. But yeah, that is Forest of Thorns and the 3 new troops that have come to it. Actually, the first time ever that 3 troops have ever been added to a kingdom at one time, other than a kingdom just becoming new, but you know what I mean. For an event, it's the first time there's ever been 3 kingdoms to be added. 3 troops to be added. Anyways, that'll wrap it up for this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, everyone.